when people look at me now, people who knew me before I became a Christian and now that I'm a Christian, they say, oh yeah, Rici, yeah, the Christian guy. Yeah, the guy who goes to church. Oh yeah, the guy who preaches. Oh yeah, the guy who reads the Bible. Oh yeah, the guy who prays for me. Oh yeah, the guy who's really kind. Right? Some people go to my wife and say, you know, if you knew him before 1970, you would not have married this guy. There's no way you have married this guy. Absolutely no way. It's like, you know, if God exists, like, this is it, right? Because you ended up with him. Right? And so people, my name didn't change, but my board changed. All these things around my name changed because God gave me this new identity. God told me, this is the direction you're going. And this is the crossroad. This is where you need to go. And my life changed. And so this is interesting, right? The question of identity, the question of names. We're going to do a simple exercise right now. I'm going to ask everybody to stand up. I'm going to ask everybody to stand up. And I'm going to shout a few names. Okay, I'm going to shout some names. And every time I shout a name, if you don't know who that person is, just sit down. All right? If you don't know who that person is, just sit down. All right, Clark Kent. Who's Clark Kent? Okay. If you don't know who Clark Kent is, just sit down. It's okay, there's no shame. There's no shame.
If you know, you sit down.
If you don't know, you sit down. If you know who Clark Kent is, you stand up. Okay, everybody stand up. Stand up. If you don't know, you sit down. If you do not know, you sit down. What about, let's have an easy one. Bruce Wayne. If you know Bruce Wayne, stand up. If you don't, sit down. Anybody know Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne. If you don't know Bruce Wayne, just sit down. It's okay. It's okay if you want to the right answer. Okay, everybody stand up now. Everybody stand up again. We're going to do a few minutes. All right, another one. Peter Parker. Who knows Peter Parker? If you do not know Peter Parker, you don't know him, sit down. It's okay. All right. So I sit down. Okay, a last one. We'll do a last one. Tony Stark. Who knows Tony Stark? If you do not know Tony Stark, just sit down. Okay. All right, everybody sit down now. Everybody takes a seat. Everyone takes a seat. Right? So this game is somewhat rigged, right? This game is somewhat rigged. Because Clark Kent is actually somebody everybody knows. Clark Kent is Superman. Right? Bruce Wayne, everybody knows Bruce Wayne, especially now. Bruce Wayne is Batman. Peter Parker, well, he's the amazing Spider-Man. Okay? If you think about Tony Stark is the invisible Iron Man. Right? Iron Man. So all these names are actually the real names of the superheroes. Right? We don't know who Tony Stark is, but we don't know who Tony Stark is. Or we remember Iron Man. Right? We don't remember like Peter Parker. I know Spider-Man. Right? And we have a different name, we have a new identity, we have a new purpose, and people will remember that. Right? In the case of Abraham, when God gave him the new identity, what identity did he take? What did he take? Well, to understand his new identity, we need to look at that covenant that he did with God, right? Or that God did with him. Right? This whole passage is about a covenant between God and Abraham. And in that covenant, we understand that there's two parts to this covenant. There's two parts to this new identity, to this new mission, to this new purpose, to this new direction. And the first thing is that Abraham is called to have an abundance of descendants. An abundance of descendants. And he's to be eternally faithful. Right? He's going to be eternally faithful in that new covenant. This covenant in modern day terms is sort of like a contract. Right? But it's something that's more binding than a contract. I mean, we don't see them signed anywhere here. But this is kind of a divine contract where God gives you that contract. You take it because you know it's from God, because you know it's divine, because you know it is good. Right? So God gave him that good covenant, and Abraham said, you know what, I will take this new covenant. If you call me to be a new person through this, man, I'm here. Take me. Right? It's a relationship deal. Right? Nowhere is there a paper trail. You can't go to the courthouse and say, show me the contract between Abraham and God. You gotta look, but it's not find it. Right? This covenant, this contract is between people. It's between between friends, right? It's between a God and his follower. It's between a master and his disciple. That's what it is, right? And we do all sorts of covenant like this. If you look at who you are, a lot of who you are is based on your relationships. A lot of who you are and your identity is based on the relationship you have with friends, with your parents, with your teachers, with your pastor, with your Sunday school teacher, whoever they are. You are a sum of all the relationships around you. So sometimes when you act a certain way, well, it's because you have these friends in your life. Right? You have these people in your life. You have sort of made a deal with them. I mean, you didn't sign that deal nowhere. Nowhere did you sign a deal and say, okay, we are friends now. Yes, we are friends. Take yes or no. No, I mean, it doesn't work like that, right? Not after you graduate from primary school, it doesn't work like that. When you don't pass this in the class, like, do you want to be my friend? Please take yes or no. There's no maybe, just take yes or no, right? It doesn't work like that. Right? You get to know people and then you build relationship. You build a bond. And that's what it is between Abraham and God. God said, I want to make a bond with you. I want to be close to you. I want you to be my people. I want you to be somebody who's going to have a new identity because I have it here on the right hand. And I don't want to give it to you. Abraham recognized that and said, what? I wanted all of it for my whole life. Give it to you. And so this idea of the covenant is really strong. It's really, really strong. Can you click once, please? Right? When we look at that covenant, right? When we say that God's covenant is unconditional, well, it's unconditional because of what? Well, because of the eternal faithfulness in that new relationship. Because of that, it's unconditional. You know? When we look at that covenant and we understand that this covenant is stronger than anything, right? I mean, it's understood as being born of God. Right? Obviously, like all the descendants that Abraham had, they go way beyond his blood descendant, or way beyond the people who were in his bloodline. Right? We are in the family of Abraham. Right? Because if Abraham is the father of many nations, you know what? I'm many nations. I'm definitely part of his family. Right? God knows me because God knew Abraham first. Right? And so this covenant, it runs deep. It runs really deep. Abraham understands that, yeah, I'm not just made of flesh and bones, but I have this divine, this spiritual identity, this spiritual connection with God. And nobody's going to take that away from me. Abraham understood that. Okay, we click once. Thank you. So, through this covenant, Abraham gets his identity. He gets it that he's God's people. He gets it that if he is God's people, then he's going to need God's identity. Right? He's going to need God's identity. That's the same thing for you. You're called God's people. You are called God's people. And so the way you should have God's identity in your life. When you go to people, when you meet new people, you say, oh, hi, my name is Rici, I'm a man of God. It's sort of awkward, isn't it? Like you meet somebody in an interview, like, oh, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'm the CEO of this company. Oh, hi, I'm Rici, I'm the man of God. Hey, like, that doesn't leave a super great impression for your interview. Right? We don't go around to do that. We introduce ourselves usually by simply just giving out our names. Right? You say, hi, my name is Dennis. Hi, my name is Lawrence. Hi, my name is Grace. That's how we introduce ourselves. And that often marks the beginning of a relationship. Covenant. Interesting, isn't it? It marks the beginning of a new friendship, of a new relationship. And that's how normally people introduce themselves to their neighbors, to their friends, to their new boss, to their coworkers, to their classmates. Right? Even sometimes to strangers. You bump into people on the street and somehow you find a common topic of discussion and you talk and then at the end, oh yeah, my name is so-and-so by the way, what's yours? Beginning of a relationship, beginning of a covenant. And provided that these new people that we meet, provided that these people that we meet for the first time and that we start a relationship with, provided that we see them like we see them longer or many other times, then these people will eventually get all these things around us. Right? They will get these things. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Unfortunately, we live in a world where, sometimes I really wonder if some Christians, leave marks of this around them. Right? I wonder if some Christians, they have some relationship, they have some covenant with people, and the people still cannot pick up their faithfulness, their righteousness. They can't pick up those things. And in the end, they might go, oh yeah, I remember Rici, the Christian guy, but you know what? He also did this thing. I'm like, I don't get this. I mean, he says he's a Christian, he says he knows God, but this other aspect of his life, or this quality or this trait, is really confusing. When we do that, when we leave that kind of impression with the people around us,